talks between the Sacramento Kings and Zach LaVine are heating up. Could we see a trade go down within the next couple of weeks? I'll give you guys my thoughts on that. And then also, we got a report from an NBA insider that the Bulls are interested in a Clint Capela trade. We'll talk about that on the second half of today's show. But before we dive into it, guys, I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. What is one move you need to see the Bulls make this summer? It could be a draft pick. It could be a free agent signing. It could be a trade. You guys let me know one move that you guys want to see the Bulls front office pull off this summer. Let me know your thoughts down below. So this was the kind of blockbuster trade idea that's been floated out there amongst Bulls Twitter, amongst Bulls media members, and the rumors between the Kings and Zach LaVine are definitely heating up right now. We got reports that the Kings are interested in him, and they would be sending an absolute haul to the Bulls of Kevin Huerter, Davion Mitchell, Harrison Barnes, Chris Duarte, and 3 second-round picks for Zach LaVine and Alex Caruso. I understand people are already hitting the panic button. They're already down there in the comment section saying, no way we would give this up for Zach LaVine and Alex Caruso. I'll say this. Bulls fans, we need to all be prepared to be disappointed by the haul we get back for Zach LaVine this summer. It is going to be very similar to the Bradley Beal deal last summer when he went from the Wizards to the Suns, and it was just accumulation of second-round picks and a couple players in between. You will be disappointed. I will be disappointed in the haul we get back for Zach LaVine. I promise you that. Now let's break down 2 guys here, Kevin Huerter and Harrison Barnes, as they would be the main pieces as a part of this deal. And in my opinion, these guys are some of the best play finishers we have in the NBA. And what I mean by that is a guy who finishes plays is when the shot clock's coming down, there's 5 seconds left, and you just need a guy who's either going to knock down a catch-and-shoot 3 or put the ball on the deck and have a one-dribble pull-up or just a rip-through and get to the rim. Kevin Huerter and Harrison Barnes do that at a very high level. You just look at the three-point percentage. Kevin Huerter, actually a down year for him this past season, only shooting 36%, but we know what he's about from behind the arc. Harrison Barnes still shooting 38.6% from downtown, one of the best corner specialists we have in the NBA. I mean, even think back to his days with the Golden State Warriors. He shot that at such a high clip, and he's still doing it. And, the reason why, at first I saw this trade, I was like, even I would say hell no to this. But the more I looked into it, the more I thought about it, I'm actually a fan of this deal for mainly this reason. If the Bulls want to get the most out of Coby White this upcoming year, we need more play finishers on the roster. And play finishers, like I just said, dudes end of the shot clock who can knock down that open 3 in the rotation of the flow of the offense. And that, having those types of guys next to Coby White will make his life a whole lot easier. You'll see his playmaking go up. You'll see his assists per game production just go up as well. So I think the Bulls, need to be looking at guys like that, whether it's in free agency or in the trade market, because you want to build around Coby White. He is your focal point. He is your best player. Make his life easier and go get 2 players just like that. But 2 young guys that the Bulls will be getting in this deal as well, Davion Mitchell and Chris Duarte. Starting off with Davion here. I'm a huge fan of his game. And, I don't know if it's the name or the number, but he is a poor man's Donovan Mitchell. Like, it is hilarious. You go look at his tape from when he was at Baylor. He plays just like Donovan Mitchell. Also was rocking the 45 there as well. But, he hasn't had, too much production in the league so far, but he plays super hard. He moves his feet super well defensively, moves his quick first step horizontally when he is on defense. That's one thing that I love out of his game. Really strong chest, can cut defenders off, and he has an ability to knock down the shot from behind the arc. And then also a guy like Chris Duarte, very similar to Davion Mitchell, as both these guys would just be, great scrappy guards that the Bulls could bring off the bench, because you have your backcourt of Ayo, of Coby White, and now you start looking at the future. Who are going to be the guards coming off this bench for the Bulls in the next 2 to 3 years? I would take a chance on Davion Mitchell and Chris Duarte, honestly, as, I think they could be guys that could just work themselves into being solid rotational pieces in the NBA, players that will help you get better on the margins. But Zach LaVine will be heading to Sacramento in this deal, and, when you look at teams that are going to be interested in LaVine, it is going to be a team that thinks he is the missing piece. And let's just say the Sacramento Kings can't bring back Malik Monk. Maybe he's going to go get more money from somewhere else. They could be looking at LaVine as a prime guy to match up next to De'Aaron Fox, as Fox is a great point of attack defender. He can almost, shift more to focusing his game on the defensive side of the floor. Then he got Zach LaVine as obviously that offensive juggernaut, at that guard spot. So I think the Kings could be a team that could want Zach LaVine, but also the Bulls would be giving up Alex Caruso. And I was just thinking about this, and I want to ask you guys, who do you think has more trade value, Zach LaVine or Alex Caruso? Keep in mind contracts and just keep in mind overall fit with whatever team they would go to. LaVine, obviously the better player, but Caruso, I would probably guess he has more trade value. But you guys let me know down below in the comments section. Now, coming up next year, the Bulls are reportedly interested in a Clint Capela trade, and I will explain to you guys why I think this is absolutely hilarious here in a second. But first off, got to tell you guys about today's sponsor. Head over to chatsports.com/BullsCombo. Get this 2 t-shirt pack on sale right now. I got mine last summer. Rock it all the time. And if you guys want some more Bulls merchandise, hit this link, chatsports.com/BullsCombo. Link for that in the comments and description of today's show. So it was Matt Moore, an NBA insider, who had this report in his recent article saying Clint Capela is a popular trade target with the Grizzlies, Wizards, Pelicans, and Bulls having expressed interest. Now, I am sorry, but just thinking about this is absolutely hilarious out of the Bulls. So last summer, let's go back in time a little bit. They signed Nikola Vucevic to a 2-year, $50 million deal. Okay, you're probably thinking, all right, whatever, whether you disagreed or agreed with that move, whatever you think. And now we go a whole offseason, right now, we go through a whole season, and the Bulls are already immediately thinking about, moving off Vooch and getting an upgrade at the center position. But the funny thing about Capela is he is also making $22 million, and they are just completely polar opposites of a style of center you could have. So it's like now the Bulls are completely shifting their mind, and they want the more rim-protecting, defensive-minded center when they just doubled down on Vooch last summer. And, Capela is still very productive. Shockingly, he's actually already 30 years old. Crazy stuff. Just like growing up watching the NBA, he was one of my favorite players. Now he's already 30, but, very productive still for Atlanta. He actually dominated the Bulls in the play-in game, having 22 and 15, but overall really productive, still an elite shot blocker, still will get you double-digit boards, double-digit points, every single night. And listen, I would prefer the style of center that Capela is over Nikola Vucevic 100%. Like, I think if you are a center in the NBA, and you are an offensive-minded guy, like, you need to be the top cream of the crop type of player. Like, you need to be Şengün. You need to be Jokic. Like, you need to be in that top 1% if you want to be effective on the basketball court. So if I had to choose one, Capela or Vooch, give me Capela any day of the week. But, my argument to the Bulls would be, let's just say you do want to move off Vooch, but you don't want to bring in a center that is going to be making $20 million this upcoming year. Why not just re-sign Andre Drummond? Like, you have a guy who, obviously Drummond is not the defender that Capela is, but you have a guy who can hit the glass, who can be a play finisher, who has good touch around the rim, and is one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. Just so many just moves, and just everything about the Bulls just confuses me, and it gets me frustrated every time I talk about him. But let me know, guys. Would you trade for Clint Capela? Let's just say it was a straight-up trade. Vooch for Capela. You guys let me know your thoughts down below. T for trade or P for pass. And make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We're keeping you up to date on everything around your favorite basketball team all off season long. So hit that sub button. See you guys next time. Go Bulls.